Number 6. I know, I'm late to stream this game. Meaning that I probably should have started streaming it sooner. But I just wanted to see if it was like the older SoulCaliburs, because I played those a lot as a kid. And it's almost just like I remember.
Did you see what I got?
Who, you? No.
I like the blue one. Do you like the blue one?
Hold on.
Take your time.
I can't hear you like that also. The Bengalese city of Dhaka lies on the edge of a wide tract of wetlands. While the port is lively with trade ships traveling the neighboring tributary of the Great Ganges River, development of a land route lags behind. The land route is merely a wooden path that stretches across the marshy expanse that surrounds the city. Points where it must cross a conflux of many twisting streams and canals are hard to reach and poorly maintained, which limits traffic. First time on a wooden road, be sure to watch your footing. My client is a prominent merchant in Dhaka. The merchant guild he runs has hired me to guard over repair work on the road. The path ended abruptly at a large sandbar. It looked as though much of the bridge that should have been there had been washed downstream. Ugh, I didn't think the damage would be this bad. Well, get to work, everyone. Keep a sharp eye out for trouble. Everyone's scared of the bandits said to roam this area. Flooding caused by a broken water gate last month caused trade to grind to a halt. However, brigands robbed and drove away the workers sent to repair the problem, so little progress had been made. How's it look? Well, parts of the entire road were swept away, so we'll need to bring in lumber. It'll be 10 days at the earliest. I see. I was afraid that would be the case. Well, I have business in the city to attend to. Continue your work. Trouble came that night, not long after the merchant left. Here in search of more easy pickings. It looks like the brigands that had been impeding the repair work had shown up. I stood against them. It was my job after all. You're in our way.
I make rice today and it was disgusting. You know.
Then you didn't do it right.
Yeah, I didn't do it. Right, baby? Yeah. I'll get you out in just a second. I know you know. Like I'm your mother, but I'm not. Wish I was. Anything.
"10 days after I drove away the brigands, the repairs were complete, and the land route opened up again. However, I had a feeling that the end of the story was yet to come.
I'll be right back, okay?
Mm-hmm. Dhaka, a city of trade and commerce, located a short distance upriver from the harbor. It wasn't that well known yet among travelers, but it was starting to carve a name for itself as a key point on the east-west trade routes. I've wandered aimlessly through crowded streets where the hustle and bustle seemed to never cease. On the way to the trading house, an old man approached me. "You hear about them qualifiers, kid?" The qualifiers. They were people I encountered by the astral fissure. I nodded, and the man began to speak with growing excitement. "Them qualifiers be traveling around doing good deeds. They fight demons, cure the sick, and do performing miracles wherever they go. Their leader's a right charitable person, helps anyone, doesn't matter who. Them qualifiers be a shining light in a world that be getting gloomier every day by day. So, I do be gathering donations to support them. How much you gonna donate to the cause?" The old man held out his hand, but I had to disappoint him. I didn't think too kindly about the qualifiers. "There you are. Been looking for you. Captain's got something you'll want to hear." I nodded, and Maxie's crew member and I left together. "Oi, where you going? I ain't finished." "You heard o' young one? Supporting me. Recently, no one's been able to get in or out of port there, I heard. The info came from a reliable source. They said the place is covered in a red mist, and it might had something to do with an epidemic or something. Been a whole lot of trouble with crime there too. Howron said something strange was going down in Yangwang. Judging by what we found out, there's a good chance natural fissures appeared there." Howron. He was probably heading straight for a maelstrom. The thought chilled me to the bone. "We'll take you to Yangwang if you like. Quicker than going by land." I gratefully accepted Maxie's offer. Once preparations were complete, we were ready to meet at the ship. Oh my. That's a lot of stuff. Blah 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 blah. I found Maxie in a town talking to a man of rather small stature. The man was making exaggerated gestures and appeared to be asking Maxie for something. I waited for the two to end their conversation before approaching Maxie. "Oh, hey Abel." I asked him about the man who had just left. Maxie, with a somewhat troubled look on his face, began to explain. "Ah, him. He had a sort of job for me. That old man's actually a pretty big deal, though you could never tell from the looks of him. He's always stuck his neck out for me, so I really want to help him out. It's just..." Maxie appeared to be unsure whether he should accept this man's request, as he had matters of his own that required attention. Seeing this, I offered my assistance. "Really? That'd be great. Actually, with your help, we should be able to finish the job in no time. Alright, let's go." Have any better weapons? Thieves had been stealing from a black pepper farm, and I accepted a request to apprehend them. I waited quietly in the field for a few hours before I heard several sets of footsteps approaching. As I stood up to challenge them, one suddenly attacked me from behind.
Battle 1. Fight! Is that all?
Damn it. Ouch. No. Let's use the nightmare weapon this time. No. Green tea. I was strolling along the harbor, gazing out at the peaceful sea, when I heard quarreling coming from one of the piers. Old man, give me the map already. You should not be so eager for death. Shut up already, unless you want me to take that map off your corpse. I searched for the source of the shouting, and saw a large, burly man threatening an elderly gentleman. But it seemed the burly man had noticed me, and he turned to glare in my direction. Who are you? You looking for the treasure too? Huh? Please, young one, move along. You shouldn't get involved with this man, or me. The elderly gentleman seemed surprisingly calm, but I couldn't let this ruffian threaten a defenseless old man. I readied my weapon.
Battle 1. Fight!
That looks like it hurt.
Battle 2. Fight.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Just die.
Easy. Damn you. I'll remember this, you hear me? You'll get what's coming to you. The man fled into town, cursing me as he went. Thank you, young one. I tend to get harassed by scoundrels like him quite often because of... Well, you aren't interested in that. Normally, I let them scream and shout, then the tables turn on them if they grow violent. I asked the old man why people were after him. A long time ago, my friends and I braved an ancient ruin in search of fabulous treasures. The price I paid for my foolish courage was my leg, and the lives of all my friends. The curse of that horrible place took them all. Even though I escaped with my life, the curse still hounds me still. Often greedy fools come to me and demand the map in hopes that they can claim the ruin's riches. The pained grimace on the man's face spoke of the horrors he had seen. I know better than anyone the terrible fate that awaits all who go to that accursed place. I would not wish it upon anyone, even men like the one you just chased off. However, the old man studied me thoughtfully. Exhaustion and pain were etched into the lines of his face, but a fierce resolve burned in the depths of his eyes.
I'm back.
It is time. He reached into his coat and withdrew an old, ragged parchment. He held it out, offering
Watch
it to
my
me.
food down there. Okay.
Take it. We've only just met, but my adventurer's instinct is telling me you are one of the ones destined to have it.
Mama, get in here, baby.
Of course, I can't guarantee you'll survive, or even if the tales of the treasure are true. However, I'm tired. So very tired. I want to see this in the hands of one strong enough to bear it, and forget everything that happened. With that, the old man turned and slowly staggered off towards the end of the pier. A cursed ruin and a hidden treasure? It all sounded so impossible. Still, something told me that I must pursue this mystery,
Can I have this table?
wherever it led me.
Put her phone right there in the coat. You can have the remote. Oh, Penny.
The map the old man had entrusted me to pointed to a forest, deep inside of which were the cursed ruins which held it where treasure hid. By the time I had arrived at the forest's edge, though the day had already grown dark, as soon as I entered the forest, I felt like I was being watched. That feeling only grew as I followed the map toward the ruins. Suddenly, my watchers revealed themselves. I held my lantern up and countless skeletons came into view, shuffling their way towards me through the trees. Some of them looked ancient, while others seemed quite fresh. I sensed a familiar evil from the shambling corpses. This must be where the curse that old man had mentioned. With Every moment that had passed, more skeletons gathered around me. I needed to destroy them before I was completely surrounded.
So,
The soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
Didn't even take a single hit. Didn't even get hit again. Foolish skeletons beat me once. Should not beat me again.
Bye. So how are you?
Playing a game.
Oh.
How long I fought, I couldn't say. When the last skeleton fell, the sky was already glowing with the light of dawn. I blinked, realizing the ruins I sought were right before me. Exhausted, I dragged myself forward, following a flight of stairs downward into the earth. The stairs led down into a vast chamber. I cast my light around the room, revealing a terrifying mural covering the entirety of one massive wall. The mural showed a figure standing proudly atop a mountain of corpses, holding a massive axe with a single eye embedded in it. Countless bizarre symbols were carved everywhere, each of them emanating the same dark energy the skeletons above had. An altar loomed in the center of the chamber, surrounded by ancient vases. I tried lifting one, and found it to be extremely heavy. I broke open the vase's seal and stuffed it to the brim with jewels and gold. So many who had come seeking this vast fortune had paid for it with their lives. The old man had made it out alive, but he was forever changed. I began to feel the malevolent weight of this place press upon me. Thinking of the many of the dead and this disturbing mural, I now knew why the old man said he just wanted to forget it all.
Your soul surges in your body.
no, I'm just gonna use this one again. Oops. Nothing. Yes, game. I know I win. Along the way, I asked Maxie for details on the job. The suburbs of Dhaka had always had problems with crime, but recently there had been a string of grisly murders. Unwilling to let it go on any longer, the town guard got together and tried to handle things, but apparently none of them had come back. The old man is tearing his hair out right now and worried that things will get worse now. Even though me and him now know each other, I'm still kind of shocked he asked a pirate like me to take care of bandits. I guess we'd better go. Suddenly a strange scream rang out, stopping us dead in our tracks. A figure jumped out from among the trees. It's malfested. Huh. Well, look at what we have here. Wait, these aren't our run-of-the-mill bandits. The people who had appeared before us clearly wrong. They had a strange presence about them, malevolent, glowing red eyes, and bestial snarls. So the bandits were actually malfested, huh? That explains why the guards haven't come back. We'd better be careful, Havel.
So?
What?
Still responsible. I'm joking. Keep on playing.
I didn't even hear what you said, to be honest. I was too busy concentrating on slaughtering my enemy.
You didn't respond to the roleplay?
Well, I mean, I am in the middle of a stream, so I mean, like...
I know, I'm just joking. I'll be eating, so I won't be able to hear you, so text me when you want to talk, okay?
Okay. This is the first time I've taken on this many Malfested. You're a real lifesaver, Havel. I looked down at the men who we had defeated. According to Maxime, Malfested had started appearing all over the world about a year ago, wreaking havoc wherever they wanted. If what Zal Salamal said before holds true, then it was possible I could have been among those Malfested. Well, I guess we finished the job for now. But it'd be real bad if more Malfested showed up. Maybe we should let the old man know he ought to form a group of bodyguards just in case. And he'd better make sure they're strong. Whomever he hired would indeed need to be strong if they hope to take on any Malfested. I nodded in agreement, then left. No, sir. There had been regular thefts from a cinnamon farm, and the manager asked me to stop them. I waited in hiding near a storehouse for processed cinnamon. After a while, a group of people arrived. I moved to stop them from entering, and the band of ruffians fell upon me. Well, that was easy. Perfect. Too weak. I captured the thieves and took them to the manager. They were used from a neighboring village. The manager was pleased with my service and provided me with a wealth of expensive spices. Nice. Level 12, level 50, doesn't matter. Okay, actually, they're really fucking spamming. Holy shit. Looks like I'm gonna have to go no mercy on this one.
Not yet. Starts now. Starts now.
I know I win.
Your soul surges in your body.
This is probably gonna be expensive.
Stands in your way.
Didn't I just fight you? But that means I whooped you so hard that you're now level 10. Weak. Let's change weapon. Let me try this. This Balmung might be a good Balmung.
Battle 1. Fight.
Weak. Weak. This one's cheaper. That's fine. Oh, she's back again. Okay, you're trying my patience. Oh, this hoe.
The soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
I will murder her. Is it not gonna let me rematch? Fucking slot waffle. Doc. Shop. Weapons. No good weapons. Where's that one thing? There you are. We're already here. Raise the anchor. We're leaving the port. I thanked Maxie again for all his help. Don't worry about it. Take a load off and enjoy the ride. Let's try the boat. I was gathering information by the docks when I noticed a sailor staring at the mouth of the harbor, a perturbed look on his face. That merchant ship's in real trouble. I shifted my attention to the harbor, where I saw a European merchant ship on a collision course with a small galley. I asked the sailor why the galley wasn't taking evasive maneuvers. The pilot on that merchant ship is probably in cahoots with the crew of the galley. Truth is, the galley's a pirate ship. Oh, would you look at that? They crashed. What a shame. Both the merchant ship and the galley, despite being heavily damaged by the impact, managed to make it to the docks without sinking. A young European man stepped off the merchant ship and was quickly surrounded by a group of funny men. That was disrespectful of you guys. So I guess we crashed into each other. So we're both at fault. Come to think it, where is my pilot? Oh, I get it now. He's one of your buddies. He made sure our ships rammed into each other. What the hell did you just say? How dare you accuse us of something like that? Oh my, looks like I'm in a real pickle, doesn't it? Let's see. The young merchant surveyed his surroundings before fixing his gaze on me. Hey, you there, would you mind giving me a hand? The pirates turned angry faces in my direction. So you're on this guy's side, huh? You're both dead meat. Seriously? Game? You're made of gay.
Soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
This game is made of gay sometimes.
Fight! Too slow! Begin. Brace yourself.
This weapon doesn't have much range.
Fight! Too slow! Too slow! Begin. Fight! Too slow!
Oh my, you're quite strong, aren't you? Thanks for the help. The name's Thomas. I'm a merchant from the Netherlands who's scouring the world for hitherto unseen treasures. The Netherlands, a rising power whose ships can be seen all across the 7 seas. As you can see, my prized vessel isn't set to sail in its current state. Worse, I'm in no position to pay for the repairs. Would you be able to help me out? Of course, I'll reward you later, and make the investment worthwhile. What do you say? The young man had a cheerful haughtiness to him, and he was brimming with a strange yet enticing charm. Okay. Thank you kindly, friend. I'll head straight to a notary and get them to issue a promissory note right away. He didn't seem like an untrustworthy fellow, so I told him there was no need for a promissory note. After a brief friendly conversation, we parted ways. I'm well known for being a man of my word, so rest assured that you'll see a nice return on your investment. I gazed out at the beauty of the Pacific Ocean and took a deep breath of fresh sea air. Humming to himself, Maxie looked pleased to be on the water again. Ah, nothing beats the wind and the waves. You know, I was born in the Ryukyu Islands, where you really needed a boat to get anywhere. But the sea's always a joy, no matter where you sail. See, you get it. My father was a tradesman hired by the government to operate a merchant ship, so I grew up with a deck under my feet. Being on land doesn't feel right. To cut a long story short, I just want to be free to travel the world. Before my father passed away, he told me to go out and sail the 7 seas, live life with no regrets.
Right.
When I first set sail, I understood what he meant. This world is huge, and there's so many things to see and do. My journey's just getting started. The winds have changed, the sky's looking nasty, the sea's gonna get rough. Yeah, those clouds mean trouble. We're gonna have to weather it. You ready for a wild ride? Normally I'd play it safe, but we're short on time. In for a penny, in for a pound, I say. What are we gonna do, brother? I ain't got the materials to fix the ship. Brother, some merchants are being attacked on the other side of the hill. Gotta be bandits. What? We've gotta do something. Havel, help us out. You're out of luck, Kong Wang. This is as far as you go. Yes. You're one of Lin Pei's stooges. You need a better disguise. Your weapon and stance betray you. It doesn't matter, you're still going to die. Go on, Mr. Brandt, you think you can beat me? Hold it. Oh. Please. Good timing. This fiend wants defense has sold me dead. Please help. Leave it to me, old man. You stand back. You have no idea who you face, stranger. Prepare to die. That's what I could be saying to you right now, but obviously you're too dumb to listen, so I'm just gonna have to put you down.
Battle 1. Fight!
Hello. I like how you're doing the voices.
Battle 2. Fight!
Easy. You really got me out of a tight spot there. Such skill. Moxie, my friend, I owe you and your friend... companion... my life. Do I know you? No, but I know you. I'm something of a dealer in information. I introduce people to mercenaries and bodyguards, so I keep my ears open for tales of capable fighters. Rumors of you and your crew's exploits, Moxie. I'll tend a penny. Right. I think I'm gonna regret helping this guy. He's kinda creeping me out. Is that ship yours? Yes. As thanks for your help, allow me to lend you my services free of charge. The calculating look in the merchant's eyes were a little disconcerting, but there was no reason to turn him down. My ship ran aground in the storm yesterday, so I'd appreciate the help with the repairs. Yes, consider me at your service. However, yeah, people want you dead, don't worry, we'll keep an eye on you. In which case, please escort me to the town near here. It's not far. Oh, we've got to watch the ship and get started on the repairs. Hey Havel, do me a favor and go with him. If any more bad guys show up, you know what to do. Keep going and you should get to Yangwang before long. I wanted to get to Yangwang quickly as possible. And Maxie said the repairs to the ship would keep him from moving for some time. So I agreed to accompany Kong Wang. Yes, you look like the strong sort. I'm grateful for your assistance. Okay, watch yourself out there. Next time we meet, I'll show you how fun sailing can be. In the meantime, stay savvy. Say hello to Howron for me. Much further now, my shop is just over there. By shop, I mean, well, it's more of a tavern than anything. As I mentioned, I'm what you'd call a middleman. I connect people who want something done with the people who can do it. You could say my merchandise is people. It was safe to say I didn't trust him. I bet he wanted to appraise potential merchandise when he asked for a bodyguard. It may not be a palace, but make yourself at home. Hey, old man, what do we have here? New blood? Indeed, and quite skilled. Yes, perhaps even more so than you, Mitsurugi. Oh, is that so? Hello there, stranger. My name is Heishiro Mitsurugi, and I'm feeling bored. How about a friendly match?
Battle 1. Fight! Let me see what you can do!
You slot waffle. Okay, fine then.
Battle 2.
Get kicked, boy. Don't you dare hit me, otherwise I'll have to put you down.
Battle 3. Fight! You fight well.
Not bad, we'll get along just fine. Yes, you really are skilled, aren't you? Mitsurugi here is my best warrior, and that's no lie. None of the fighters here are a match for me, so it was invigorating to spar with someone of your caliber for a change. He has some business in Yangwang. Yangwang? What a coincidence, so do I. I've saved enough coin here to continue. So I was thinking of catching a boat here or there to Japan. What good fortune, let's head to Yangwang together. Always better to have some company on the road. Yes, well, it will be a shame to lose you, Mitsurugi. I'm going to have to rethink my plans. Thanks for all your help, Pavel. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Of course, a merchant's word is his honor.
Your soul surges in your body.
Across the seas to the east is an island country named Japan. Mitsurugi's what they call a samurai from those parts. I left my homeland to search for a legendary sword called Soul Edge. I'm a warrior sworn to the sword. I wanted Soul Edge to prove that a blade can be stronger than any Tanegashima. However, I now never found it. A dog chasing his tail has much more luck than I. That's our name for rifles in Japan. Even the lowliest of soldiers can become a force to reckon with if they have one of them. But the weapon isn't what makes a warrior a warrior. When I return home, I hope to prove this.
Boopity boop.
I shall abandon my search and consider my journey valuable training. Many strong warriors exist throughout the world.
Wait a minute.
If I had stayed in Japan, I would have never known this. But I don't know if ships have been sailing from Yangwang. The old man says something peculiar is going on over there, but he's especially not trustworthy. So why do you wish to head there? I told him the commotion in Yangwang was probably caused by the appearance of an astral fissure, and that I sought the power of the fissures. Astral fishes? Never heard of them. Still, the direction we head in is the same, so I shall join you. You have nothing to fear with me near. Mitsurugi gave a hearty laugh. The road ahead was long, and we were going to have to camp on the way. His company was welcome. Hey, wake up. You were screaming in your sleep. It was noisy, so I kicked you until you woke up. Everything okay? I explained to him that if I didn't absorb power from astral fissures, I would die. Honestly, your whole tale is too hard to swallow. But I can tell something's got you jumpy, at least. Very well. Tomorrow we hasten our pace. It had been longer than I realized since I last absorbed the power of an astral fissure. I needed to get to one quickly. A growing sense of urgency, I continued my journey.
So,
we stopped off at a village along our way, hoping to find some information on Yangwang and gather supplies. Welcome. You do not look well at all, Havel. Eat heartily. Get some fire in your belly. Who knows what awaits us on the road ahead? A true warrior must be fully prepared to fight at all times. So in other words, I won't complain if you want to order a feast. We intend to go to Yangwang, but we heard things are rough there. Do you know anything? At the mention of Yangwang, the shopkeeper's smile slipped. I hear the things there are quite bad. A number of people were attacked, and when they caught the culprit, it turned out to be one of the townspeople gone mad. Soon more and more people began acting strangely. The killings resumed, and bodies began to pile up. That was when the panic started. You wouldn't think it now, but it used to be the most prosperous town in the area. Some of its residents have even fled to our tiny hamlet. It was worse than I expected. Was the astral fissure responsible? My fear for Hauron's safety grew steadily stronger. I tried to reassure myself that he was capable of looking after himself. I hear the area around Yangwang is teeming with mad townsfolk who butcher anyone they can find. I can say this for your own safety. Turn back. Your concern is appreciated, but my friend here has no intention of turning tail. Isn't that right? I nodded to the grinning Mitsurugi. But unease swelled in my stomach. The sharp pains in my head showed no signs of letting up either. He has come, just as I expected. Because of the astral fissure, I assume. How should we respond? It is too soon to act. Stay your hand. He may be Aswell's creature. And you say we should merely stand by? You disapprove of my decision. Tracking Aswell is our priority. Besides, he seems to be heading to Yangwang. We can assess the threat there. Understood. Very well. Are you okay? You look terrible. Well, Yangwang isn't much further. We can rest when we get there. What's that? A man was running towards us from the direction of the town. He seems to be terrified. He's gonna kill me. Help! I don't want to die. A dark figure appeared behind the man, moving with preternatural speed. In the blink of an eye, the figure mercilessly sending a chill down my spine. Without hesitation, I readied my weapon. That's when I realized it was Howran. Something was very wrong. His eyes glowed like embers, and his face was twisted into a menacing snarl. Blood covered his tattered clothes, barely concealing bulging muscles which looked more like those of a monster than a well-trained fighter. There was no trace of Howran's calm demeanor and ready smile, but it was, without a doubt, him. You. His voice was a bestial growl. A mad grin broke across his face as he licked the blood from his weapon. He stared at me for a long moment, then turned and ran toward Yangwang. So that's one of these mad townsfolk, huh? Vicious. The man Howran murdered lay still before me. Couldn't believe what I had just seen. What's wrong? Still in shock, I explained everything to Mitsurugi. I see. As a friend, you wish to help him, right? That may not be possible. I fought many a warrior in my time, so I can tell. He gloried in that kill. If he's that far gone, I doubt we'll be able to reason with him. Might be beyond our help. What happened to Howran? I thought back to what Salamel said to me. Many Malfested lose all sense of reason, become violent, and attack people. Astral fissures exude a massive amount of force that will destroy anyone weak who dares approach it, or turn them into a Malfested. It was likely that Howran had been transformed into a Malfested by the astral fissure in Yangwang. While I stood there lost in thought, a young man appeared and approached us. Excuse me, do you know my brother by chance? He must have been talking about Howran. Looking closer, I saw that the man had the look of the martial artist to him. My name is Haoyu, that murderer, Howran. He's my brother. Haoyu knelt down next to the corpse of the man from town. He's becoming something terrible. After a silent prayer, Haoyu stood up. Yangwang is fraught with danger. Come with me. I tried, but I could not stop Howran, so I have a favor to ask of you. Judging by his stride, Haoyu was injured. Nevertheless, he appeared filled with determination. Please forgive me for interrupting your journey. I asked him what happened to Howran. After my brother returned from his journey, well, how can I explain it? It all began when he volunteered to inspect an unusual rift that appeared. Apparently he'd seen something similar on his travels. That was where everything started to go wrong. With each passing day, my brother began acting stranger and stranger. He started to speak crudely and grew needlessly violent. And one day he just left. We trained together all the time, but I was too scared to do anything at first. After that, well, you saw it for yourself. He became a monster. Soon, many others became like Howran. They began slaughtering each other. However, no one could match my brother's martial prowess. I never thought I'd see his training used for such evil. For a while, we all fell silent, and Haoyu looked at me, his eyes filled with determination. I practically worshipped my brother. He was so noble, kind, and strong. We would help anybody who needed it, without hesitation. That's why I wish to stop him now. I beg you, kill him. End his suffering. Haoyu's injury was, no doubt, affecting his ability to fight, but his will remained strong. None of this is easy for me. However, if nothing is done, Yangwang will become a ghost town. My brother's sins are already too many. If he were in my position, he'd do the same thing. Hayu's voice trembled slightly when he spoke. I searched hard for another way, be it through medicine, magic, anything. But every road led to failure, and nothing I did could be helped. None in Yangwang who suffered the same fate as my brother could be brought back either. Hayu's expression was filled with pain, but his grim acceptance of the situation only served to emphasize the strength of his resolve. There may still be a way. In Lin Shangsu, where my brother and I studied, people spoke of a legendary old man who knew how to resist this evil, but the stories about him are always vague. Besides, it would take me many a day to simply reach the temple. Thank you again for agreeing to help, but it must be fate for an acquaintance of my brother to show up during these dark times. For eyes so young, they seemed filled with exceptional resolve. I knew that I, too, would have to prepare myself for what lay ahead. Hayu led us into the forest where he said we would find Hauran. Here, this is where my brother and I used to train. The forest was eerily quiet, however I could feel unfriendly eyes following our every move. You came. Hauran stepped out from the shadows. Draw your weapon. I thirst for blood. Hauran breathed erratically, like a possessed beast, and his eyes were filled with an insatiable bloodlust. He was ready to attack at any moment. Hauran, stop. All of this, please. How are you? Give it up. You cannot stop me. I was both shocked and sad to see what Hauran had become. I asked him how a warrior like him could lose control like this, and he froze. I may have looked like a decent human being, but I always knew that was not so. A dark shadow dwelled in my heart. I wanted to become like this, to crave the sight of blood, to know the ecstasy of tearing into flesh. These were the ravings of a madman. I trained my body and mind to keep the darkness from within from escaping. But the stronger I became, the stronger the conflict within me grew. Why did I seek strength? Why? Why? I knew why. Hauran readied his weapon and let out a terrifying howl. Do you think yourself a true warrior? Then prove it. Show me the darkness that lurks inside you.
Battle 1. Fight!
The road to Ling Sheng Su is long. We should prepare well. This fool could go wild again at any moment. Perhaps we should tie him up. Hayayu helped me prepare for the journey ahead. Even Mitsurugi did his part. I left to retreat to find horses. My head throbbing with pain, I thought about Yang Wang. Heading to Ling Sheng Su meant giving up on the astral fissure. Surely, I heard a voice behind me. What do you intend to do with the outsider? A man dressed in black was standing within striking distance. I hadn't even noticed him approach. The Ming Empire was known far and wide as a center of trade. Once at the height of its wealth and power, it even built a grand fleet that sailed as far as Africa. However, the empire was now a shadow of its former glory. Its once bustling harbors now lay still and silent. "Get your hands off me! I haven't smuggled anything!" I recognized that voice. It was of that Thomas the merchant. "I'm going to need to see some proof. If you could give me a little something to show me you mean well, then maybe I won't arrest you." "Give you something? Ah, you want me to bribe you?" "Keep your voice down, you idiot." The guards bound Thomas and began to beat him with the butts of their spears. I had to stop them.
The soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
Are you serious? Gosh damn it. Bullshit. Okay, yeah, no, none of that should have fucking hit me. Yeah, no, fucking definitely fucking stun off, you fucking cunt. Oh, yeah, no, fucking
The
definitely.
soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
Because all of that bullshit should have hit me. That's it, I fucking lost my patience. Kicks are effective? Okay then. Oh yeah, but no, every single one of their fucking attacks are fucking effective shit. Fucking bullshit.
The soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
Once again, this bullshit. Every game has bullshit mechanics. At one point or another. These are the bullshit mechanics. Okay, fine. Fuck you too. Punch. If you defy me, then you defy the Ming Empire as well. What's all the commotion over here? Your Excellency, what are you doing here? Excuse me, good sir. These officers were just trying to get me to bribe them. You fools. My dear travelers, allow me to offer my deepest apologies for the trouble you've been caused. Oh, no need to apologize. This sort of thing happens all the time. Looks like you saved me again, friend. This is the perfect opportunity to pay you back for your help that fateful day. Just as I promised, I've got something real special right here that you're bound to like. Thomas produced a small bundle and pressed it to my hands. Go and take it. It's all yours. You know, I actually could still use your help. Truth be told, I'm looking to get into the tea business, and the market's just taken a huge hit. I'd like to buy up as much as I can now while the price is still low. Wow, I can really corner the market with this much. I'm going to be swimming in profit. Thomas left in high spirits, laughing jovially, and beaming in delight. Well, I think that's going to be all of it there will be for this episode today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch all of you later.